Okay, this is it. Soon I'll be boarding a plane. I'm going to Iceland, the land of fire and ice. And there I'll be doing the Laugavegur and Fimmvörðuháls Trail over 6 days, hut to hut. This is what I'm packing. All right, first things first, some logistics around Iceland. It is cold, it is wet, it is windy, and sometimes it has some sun. So you never know what to expect. So I have to pack a bit of everything to cover my bases. There were a couple of choices between hut to hut or camping. I got lucky to get a hut space for this trip. So that's how I decided to do it, because the weather can be very unpredictable. So if you want to do camping, there's of course going to be a bit more gear to take, but this is hut to hut, trying to pack as little as possible and still enjoy my trip basically. Around organizing and booking your trip, I'll have a separate video on that, but this will be purely around the packing itself. So let's start on the outer layer, what I'll be wearing basically every single day. I know the fun and glory of backpacking is you get to wear the same clothes every day. So what I'll be wearing is normal dry fit t-shirts as sort of a base layer. I love these kind of tops at the bottom. It dries quickly, it's quite breathable, and it's very nice. I'll be using basically the same shirts for almost every single trail. Over it, when it gets colder, I've got a light fleece top that I use as a second base basically. Sometimes I bring these tops on my trip, sometimes not, but because it's a bit colder, I'll take this as an extra layer. Very lightweight, all the way from South Africa. So this is K-Way. You can probably find a similar brand somewhere around your area as well. But I've been using this for a lot of trips, including Kilimanjaro, also Iceland previously with Hornstrader, Inca Trail and various other trails as well. It's always done me very good. My pants, got these in Germany actually. It's Jack Wolfskin pants. A bit more pricey, but very lightweight, very easy to wear as well. Very soft, which I like. They're also zippable, so if it does get warm in Iceland, which I doubt it, you can zip these off at the knees and wear them that way. So that's great. And they also have zips for the pockets, which is nice because when you're climbing over things, you don't want to have phones or keys or something falling out of your pockets. So very nice. I've also been wearing it for a couple of times, recently at the Dolomites, also last year at Luxembourg. So yeah, very happy with these as well. Of course, Iceland, you need a bit of a pair of socks, something nice and thick, something that's warm. I'll take a lighter pair as well, but these ones are for mostly walking every day. I'll show you later. I'll also take an extra pair for the actual hut as well when I just want to relax around the hut and not be in my sweaty socks. So that's what I'll be wearing for most of the day. That's my base layers. Of course, it gets colder than that. So over that, what I have is a warmer fleece. This one's also K-Way, got it in South Africa. It's got a bit of a fleece in the inside, so it provides extra warmth. It also has a hoodie and also nice sleeves for your fingers as well coming through, so also extra warmth for your hands. So I've worn these also for a while. Very happy with these as well. So that when it gets a bit colder, I can also wear it around the hut. And then above that, if it really gets cold while I'm hiking, I've got a very nice puffer jacket from Rab. I got these last year. Very lightweight. The weight to warmth ratio is incredible, and also for the price. This is something I'm really enjoying, and if I ever have to replace it, I'll probably get the same brand. So normally I'll just wear this around the hut for being warm and comfy, but if it really gets cold on the trail, I'll put this on and it'll provide nice insulation. Above that, I will also of course need to protect myself against the rain and the wind. Yep, you guessed it, another K-Way jacket from South Africa. These are the Kilimanjaro limited edition. We got that of course when I did Kilimanjaro. Very happy with these as well. I've never had any issues with rain or wind, so if you put this on top of everything else, it's a really good combination to stay warm and dry. And then if it really gets to a lot of rain during the day, I've got some rain pants. I rarely wear them because they make you sweat. They're not very breathable, but if the rain comes down quite hard, then it's also useful to have it. Once again, also very lightweight, just put it in the front of my bag, easy to get to. And then finally, in Iceland, the one unique thing about Iceland is you also have to do some river crossings. And river crossings there, not too deep, probably your knee, waist level, but can be very cold. So I've got these booties. It's a mixture between socks and booties, so not as stiff as wetsuit booties, but definitely wearable. And I've used them once in Iceland, crossing those rivers there in Hornstradr, and I was very happy with them. Very packable, very lightweight, and very nice to have around. So that's what I have around the outside. You know what I forgot? I forgot to mention my shoes. This is probably the most important item that you can have on the trail. So my wonderful mom got me this for Christmas. I did my first proper trail earlier in the Dolomites with the Alta VO1. If you haven't seen the video, go and watch it. It's a great series. Extremely happy with these shoes. They're sort of like this hybrid combo between hiking shoes and hiking boots. I know there's a huge debate of which one's the best. I'm not going to get into it. For me, this is sort of the best compromise, right? It's lightweight, but it does provide you quite a bit of support on the ankle and very good grip as well. Very, very happy with these. So Sportiva, check them out. All right, next up is the bag. The bag is probably one of the most important things you can have. So this is the 4-class 65 liter. I got this at Decathlon. Extremely lightweight. I've used it a couple of times. Got very good back support as well. I've used this in a lot of my trips in the last 2 years. Very happy with this. You can probably get away with something smaller, but this is already lightweight. I already have the bag, so I'm not going to buy another bag just for that. So it'll also give me a bit of extra space to pack in a couple of extra luxury items, as you'll see soon. Right, I know I like my luxury stuff. So that's the bag. It's very good. It's got a pocket on the top. Of course, it comes with a rain cover as well, nice orange one. Nice deep inside pockets as well. I really like the side pockets where, of course, you can put water bottles, but it's also got access from the sides here, so I don't have to take my bag off if I want to grab something out. I can just slip my hand in and grab it out. And of course, it's got pockets on the sides as well, good for sweets and lip ice and sunscreen, and maybe some plasters if you really need it. Recently, I got bit by a tick in the Dolomites, so useful to have something quite close by if you need it, so and don't have to dig through your whole bag. So yep, that's the bag. Next up, we have to go inside. So let's start with the rest of the clothes. Of course, at the refugio, I'm going to be wearing more clothes. I've got these packing cubes and bags that I normally use, so it's good that it's waterproof, so in case your bag is wet, your clothes will at least stay warm. And what I have on the inside is, I like having one of these running shorts. If it does get humid or hot inside the refugio, I can quickly pop them on. Before I start the actual trail at Landmannalaugar, there is actually a hot spring, so I can actually just pop these on, have a bit of a swim in the hot water before I actually start the trail. You know, spoiler alert, there's no showers in any of the huts going up there, so whenever I can take a dip, I'm definitely going to take it. And also beforehand or afterwards in Reykjavik, if there's some warm springs or warm pools, I might also use this just to have a quick swim as well. So very useful to have something like this. But then also have some thermals. These are the pants, but also have the tops lying around here somewhere. They act as a very good base layer if it really gets cold, and also for around the huts as well to stay nice and warm. For walking around, I normally have some of these swag pants. These are the Adidas ones. I double them up actually as running long pants as well when it gets cold in the Netherlands. But very comfy to walk around as well at the huts. I normally have a dry shirt, like a merino wool shirt like this one. Also got this at Decathlon as well. It's very comfy and very soft. It's nice to put something clean-ish on at the end of the day. Even though you might still be sweaty and stinky, it's still nice to have something clean on. And then in case I really get wet or my hiking shirt doesn't get dry, I do have one extra pair of hiking shirt as well. It's just a running top. This is when I did the Amsterdam Marathon. It's a nice little reminder of some of the other trips that I've done. So it's just a spare shirt for me there. Of course, taking one pair of underwear to sort of walk with. I like the sort of merino wool onesie as well, something that's stretchy and breathable. And normally you take only one extra pair, but I'll take 2 extra pairs just because why not? I'm not carrying tent and other gear as well, so I have some space in my bag. Like I said earlier, I'll have 1 extra pair of socks as well, so that I can not having to be stuck in my sweaty socks at the huts. So also a nice little luxury item for me. And then as well, I like having one of these running caps with as well. I do tend to sweat if I'm in a hot environment or exercising a lot, so it keeps the sweat out of the eyes, will keep some rain out of the eyes, and of course the sun out of your eyes. So very useful. I do have 2 versions of buffs. One is a lightweight one that I'll wear when it's on the warmer side, but also useful to sort of wipe off dirt and sweat and things like that. And if it gets really cold, then I also have more of the winter edition version of the buffs. So very nice to keep your neck warm, which of course makes the rest of your body feel a bit better. It's good for the circulation. And then finally, see, I'm preparing if it gets cold. You know, it's Iceland, you never know, but I also have one of these for the head, so you can keep your head warm if it gets cold. Sometimes the temperature drops to 5 degrees Celsius or lower if you're in the Highlands. So when it gets to the freezing point, then you definitely want to keep your head and your ears nice and warm. Onto the sleeping system. All right, so of course I am very happy to have got a space in the huts. Pros and cons to it. Big con for me, of course, is that you have to go and sleep in the huts, right? So you don't have the flexibility of walking longer or shorter during the day, depending on the weather. And also, if I had the choice, I would have, had my days a bit longer to enjoy more of the day on the trail. But of course, the big pro is that you get to sleep somewhere warm and dry. I've been to Iceland, I know how unpredictable that weather can be, and it can really make your trip miserable if the wind and the rain picks up. So happy to be in the huts. So that means no tents for me. I don't have to take any cooking utensils with as well, because they do provide it in the huts. So the only stuff that I am taking is they do provide a mattress on the beds, and they do provide some kind of pillow, but I will take my own pillow as well. I've got an inflatable pillow. And then of course you need to take your own sleeping bag, and I'll take this thermal heating liner with as well for the sleeping bag. Keeps the sleeping bag nice and clean, but also adds an additional layer of warmth as well. And also, once again, if it is warm inside the hut, if it's humid, then I'll probably just sleep in the liner because I get hot very quickly. So thermal liner I got from Decathlon. This is also from Decathlon. This is a 4-class sleeping bag. It goes down to comfortable level of -2 degrees. So for the price, weight, heat ratio, this is pretty good. There are better sleeping bags out there, much more premium price, but for the size, weight, price ratio, still quite happy with the Decathlon 4-class. And then just for either walking around during the day or around the huts as well. This is also very useful for me. It's this little foam pad as well, so useful if I did have my cooking gear. Of course, you can use it as a windbreak, but when I'm walking around, it can be quite wet and nice, and it's nice to sit on this as well if you want to take a seat on a rock or on the ground somewhere. So it keeps you clean, keeps you warmer. Very useful. All right, next up, I am taking a small towel with. I know there's no showers in the huts. I'm being very optimistic, of course, but for those times where there is a swimming area, like in a hot spring or somewhere, it's nice to have something just to dry you down. It's a very small, lightweight Sea to Summit airline towel. It's not the thickest towel, so don't expect too much of it, but it is extremely small and extremely lightweight and packable. So very happy with this, just enough to keep me dry. Also, when I'm sleeping, Iceland, during the summer, there's of course mostly daylight and almost no darkness. So for that reason, I do have one of these sleeping masks to make it feel a bit darker. Also very lightweight, and I've used this previously in Iceland and I'm really happy with it. And the most important thing for sleeping in huts, earplugs. Make sure whenever you go on a hiking trip and you're sleeping in huts to take proper earplugs. I like these sort of moldable ones, the silicone ones, because I can mold it into my ear. Some people don't like it, but whichever you prefer, this is very, very useful for me. And next is the fun stuff. Right, now we get to the fun stuff, gadgets. For me, I like photography, I like videos, so I will use my iPhone that I'm recording on right now as my main source for recording videos and taking photos. I've also got one of these selfie sticks, but it sort of pulls out into a tripod. It's useful for when I'm on my own and I need something to hold my phone or to do a recording. It's a bit on the heavier side, but I can also double it up as a walking stick if I want to. Talking about walking sticks, probably not needed on this trip, maybe only one needed, but I normally take both walking sticks just in case. Also these nature hike ones I got in South Africa, but nature hike you can get probably anywhere in the world. These are very lightweight and I've used them probably for about 6 years now. I'm still pretty happy with them. So I will definitely take those two along. For walking around in the huts, I forgot to mention that I'll also use these slippers. They're very flat and very lightweight, so also very easy to pack into the bag. Got these at Decathlon as well, it's the 4-class ones. And just very nice if you want to give your feet a breather and get out of those boots that you've been walking around the whole day. More gadgets, I will also be using my Garmin Fenix 6X Pro. I've used it since the first time in Iceland, last time in the Hornstrader, so I can download my maps. And also has some useful things around tracking, around activities and these kind of things as well. So very useful. The battery lasts pretty long as well, so I'll probably have to charge it maybe 3 or 4 times during the trip. And then of course, talking about that, then I also have my drone. Depending on the weather, the wind, the rules, all these kind of things, I will see when and where I can fly the drone. But I've got a Mavic Mini Pro, the number 4. And I love this little thing. It's under 250 grams, which makes the rules in Europe much easier to comply with around licensing, etc. I also have 2 extra batteries, so 3 batteries in total, a lightweight charging station, and of course the remote control that you take with as well. So this of course adds a bit to weight, and this is my one big luxury item, and I might take some ND filters with as well. So I'll be taking that. I might just change the way I'm packing it so it's not as bulky. And then to charge all these wonderful things, there is unfortunately no charging in the huts. So I have to figure out for about 4 to 6 days how I will charge my devices. So I decided to take 2 portable batteries with, 2 power banks. The one is to 20,000 mAh and the one is 30,000. So the 30,000 I will keep just for the drone. So if this thing's run out, then no more drone footage basically on the hike. And then we have to wait till the end. And then this one will be used for my phone, my watch, and my AirPods. Of course, I'll take some headphones with as well, so that I can listen to some music and listen to some audiobooks. I love that as well. The headphones that I'm using is the Jabra Sport. The Elites. They are very, very nice. The sound quality is brilliant. Battery life is quite good. So the charging station of course also holds a charge as well, so it means I'll probably have to maybe charge it once during the trip, which is pretty good. And I do love listening to music and audiobooks during my trip. Then of course I need some cables. So I've got a little bag to keep all my cables here, just to keep it neat and tidy. So something for my watch, for my phone, for the batteries, etc. Next up is food. So on the trip, there's very limited restaurants, etc. So it's not like the Altavia one that I did recently, where every hut that you stop, you have beautiful lunches and dinners and breakfasts. Here you have to sort of plan your meals up front. I think there's one hut on the trail that serves like small dinners and stuff. It will be expensive, but I will probably do that one. But for the majority of the trail, you basically have to take your own food. So on that note, dehydrated meals are the way to go. I've got 2 brands here. I've got Adventure Food and Trek and Eat. I've been using Trek and Eat mostly up until recently, but I'm going to be trying Adventure Food now and see how that is. The reason why I stick to these 2 is the calorie to weight ratio. So each of these meals basically gives you 600 calories for a weight of about 140 grams per packet. So in the beginning it'll be quite heavy, but as time goes on, it'll get lighter, of course, literally and figuratively. And then to eat, I've got some cutlery, and I'll of course eat it out of the bags. I'm not taking anything else. I'm not taking any plates or pots or anything. I'm going to be using the Refugio pots. I'll be heating up water there. I'll be using their burners, etc. So it's literally just some cutlery and the food that I'm taking with, keeping it as lightweight as possible. Then another luxury item that I have is that, once again, it's not like it's the Dolomites or Altavia where I could buy wine and beers and enjoy myself. So I will be taking some whiskey with me. I will probably decant it a bit in my flask. But it's nothing better for me than at the end of the evening enjoying a sunset, hopefully, and drinking a nice whiskey to celebrate the day. Another luxury item I'll take with is some playing cards. I'd like to meet people on the trail. Nothing better than being social with some card games, playing some poker or blackjack or something. So a nice way to interact with people. And then related to food, also I like snacks, and snacks is key for me. So to recap, the dry food that I'm taking will be mostly for breakfast and for dinners. And then for lunches, I'll take some tortilla wraps, maybe some tuna, maybe some dried meats to go with it. And then the rest, I'll be doing various forms of snacks, from sort of jelly sweets to sort of these energy bars. I also have some of these goo gels and some of these fruit and nut bars as well. Related to food, of course, I need to hydrate during the day. So typically what I do is I just buy a plastic bottle, like a 1 liter bottle or 1.5 liter bottle. I know it's not very eco-friendly, but it's lightweight, and yeah, it's easy to purchase basically anywhere. And I take this bee-free bottle with. So I love this little bee-free. It's only a 600 milliliter bottle, but whenever I get to rivers or anything like that, I do like to sort of, take the water there and refill, and it does clear out the germs pretty good. So I've used it a couple of trips and very happy. It's very, very packable, of course. Now that I'm saying it, there's air in it, of course. But it's very packable. You can squash it up, and when you need it, you can fill it up and, of course, push it out into a different bottle if you need to. And then what I do like to do if I have an extra little bottle with me is, once again, there's going to be no cool drinks or energy aids or anything like that on the trail. So I do like taking some electrolytes with as well, which I can just pop into one of the little water bottles, and that will help me recover during the day as well. I'll have, of course, a bit of medicine that I'll be taking with, so anything from toiletries, medicines, plasters, first aid, these kind of things. Of course, you need some travel documents like your passports, etc. Some booking confirmation details and documents. And that is basically it. It's just a couple of packing cubes and things to organize all this a bit better. But everything here will fit into that bag. The rest will be on my body. And during the trip, I'll hopefully eat some of the food so it becomes lighter. And that is it. That is what I'm packing for Iceland, for the Laugavegur Trail and the extension. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. If you think I am completely stupid or I missed something, I would love to know. And I'll look forward to, number one, doing the actual trail, and then giving feedback of what worked and didn't work. So see you on the trail. Until next time, keep exploring.